Hey, thanks for tuning into LiterADV. Today we are going to be installing the Backoff XP brake light module made by Signal Dynamics on the 2017 Honda Africa Twin. This inexpensive unit is designed to pulsate your brakes, which should help send an alert signal to the drivers that are approaching from behind. This module has been designed by Signal Dynamics to output in two different modes. The first mode can pulsate your brake light 3 times and then hold steady. After a few seconds, that signal will repeat itself as long as the brakes are being applied. The second output mode will pulsate your brake light 5 times and then hold steady as long as the brakes are being applied. The Signal Dynamics module has 5 connecting wires. The red wire is the brake light feed input connection. The white wire with the red stripe is the first output mode, and this is the mode that will pulsate your brake light 3 times. The red wire with the white stripe is the second output mode, and this is the mode that will pulsate your brake light 5 times. The black wire, of course, is your grounding wire, and the yellow wire will not be connected on this install. You can learn more about the yellow wire and its functions in the Signal Dynamics instructions. For installation per the Signal Dynamics instructions, simply cut your brake light feed wire. Once the brake light feed wire is cut, connect the Signal Dynamics red wire into the upstream and one of the 2 output modes into the downstream that leads to your brake light. So for my install, I wanted to make the Backoff XP a true plug-and-play without the need to cut the brake light feed wire as Signal Dynamics suggests. So on this install, I will include an additional brake tail light wire loop and a pin connector made by Eastern Beaver. This option is not necessary and was not purchased from Signal Dynamics. So begin by prepping the bike by removing the rider seat and the pillion seat. You should also consider disconnecting your battery. You will need to remove the rear rack to gain access to the brake light. So the first thing we're going to do is remove these 2 tins and then these plastic shrouds. There's a collared washer on these 2 tins, so keep track of that. It's not just a flat washer, it's collared. Okay, with these 2 tins removed, the key or the trick to removing these without damaging these plastic pieces is that now this is loose. You can lift up right here in the middle and it'll come out of a recessed area right there. And once you have that off, this thing needs to have, there's 2 cleats, kind of these teeth that hold it in the back. Just gently lift those over, and this thing should start popping off. And you can kind of help it get past this other one right here. There's a recess on the back, just like there is in the front. And then this thing should kind of just pull right off. And it's that simple. And you shouldn't have any trouble. Okay, now we're going to remove these 4 12mm bolts. This comes with a flat washer on these 2 front ones. These ones too have a flat washer underneath the bolt head. Because I have a pannier rack on this bike, these 2 bolts are not OEM. They came with the pannier rack system, and this is a 13 for me. Next, remove the 2 10mm bolts, one on the left and one on the right side of the bike. Last, remove the 2 5mm hex bolts at the rear. And with all those removed, this rack should come straight off. This is the wire loop from Eastern Beaver, and we're going to unplug this tail light. So it just plugs out, and we're going to loop this in here. So This is what we just unplugged. It will go into one side of the loop, snap in, and then the other side plugs in where you unplug that. So with that plugged in, we're pretty much done back here, but I'm going to route this main wire because the Signal Dynamics module is going to sit up in here. So I'm just going to route this in a way that I see fit up into that area. Okay, so this is just printed off of the Eastern Beaver website, and I have the brake tail light adapter version 2. You can now prepare the Signal Dynamics module wires with the pin connector. The red wire is the input. The white wire with the red stripe is the output that will pulsate your brake light 3 times. The red wire with the white stripe is the output that will pulsate your brake light 5 times. Black, of course, is your ground, and I will not be using the yellow wire. You can also prepare the Eastern Beaver lead wires with the pin connector. The purple is the input, the red is the output, black is the ground, and I will not be using the blue wire from this adapter. And then we're going to crimp on 3 of these leads, which go into, they insert into the 4-pin plug. Okay, so this is the first test with the white wire with red stripe. So that will do 3 flashes and then solid, and then after some time it will repeat itself. And let's see what the other one looks like. So we're going to plug the red, and we're going to put it into red with the white stripe. So this is the second option that you have. Brake light is on, and it does 5, and then just hold solid. Let off the brake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and solid. Okay, so I've decided that I'm going to do the 5 and then solid. So once you have your Eastern Beaver adapter daisy chained into your brake light, and you have your wiring sorted out between the Eastern Beaver adapter and the Signal Dynamics module, you can find a suitable location to secure the Signal Dynamics module. I have chosen to do that under my pillion seat with an additional metal plate to insulate the module from the plastics. This is just 3M taped together and secured to the bike.